This is a review slash test of my website. So this is like the finished products that I have created for my module on website design. So one of the first things that I did with this site was put on a header photo and a background JPEG photo. The header photo is JPEG as well, and just I think it's quite interesting looking, and looks a bit different to other websites. It's part of my photography, just showing an example of depth of field, and so yeah, and I think that the background goes really nicely with everything else. Everything's quite pastel and tame. It's not too hard on the eyes. Especially I like the sort of wooden design of this JPEG in the background here as well, so that's quite good. One of the first things I did in terms of coding was I put in this slider, which was part of a plugin. So for example, that should move along. Yeah, it should be moving by itself, but at least it's working when I click on it. So yeah, very simple slider, very effective, and it was just a sort of like a preview for my photography, which is the only content really that I have up at this moment in time. Hopefully I will have more as the year goes on. This is just a little sort of summary of my site. Not a lot of writing on this, but I feel like too much writing can bore a user, so that's why I didn't put much writing in. So just looking at the home page, at least, of a lot of different like plugins and widgets here. This is actually an embed of my SoundCloud account, excuse me, which is simply just making a playlist and embedding it into the website. That's very, very simple to do. Now moving on to the actual plugins. First plugin we'll look at is the Contact Me widget, which is quite simple actually. It was, if I go into installed plugins, that contact form 7. So all I did was install it, obviously, copied this short code. And once I go into this short code, obviously the settings will be done because I did them before. But basically it means that this top bit here is where you will put your name, your email, the subject, the message, and just click send. And then this will send to me, and I will get an email from whoever wants to send me an email when they're looking at the website. So yeah, and these are all little messages that are saying that the message is sent successfully, if it's failed, if the validation error has occurred or anything like that there. So we'll test that out really quickly. So if I go to pages, and it's getting a bit slow, and go to welcome, and we'll do a little test. So I hit test, and I'll put in my email. And hit send. Yeah, and there's a little box there saying that the message was sent successfully. So next thing I need to do is to go into my email accounts. There it is, test new, sent there 7 minutes ago. So yeah, that's that working absolutely perfectly, and that's the same throughout. If I go into the about page, for example, contact me stays where it is. I have it set so that it appears on all my pages. The next widget that I have in is a find us on Facebook widget. That is also a plugin, sorry. And I quite like this one because it shows like a live action feed of all the posts that are happening. Now this is actually a band that I'm in. That's what I put in for the find us on Facebook because I do not have a photography page. so I had to put something in. So, but I like at the bottom as well that it shows how many people have liked it, and it shows examples of friends who've liked it. So if you're logged into Facebook and you look at my site, it will show some of your friends who have liked the band if they've liked the band. Um, Not a shameless advertisement there at all for it, but you can go like it if you want. So how I did that was, if I hit edit page, I had to jump through quite a lot of hoops to get this one. So I had to get this, which is Facebook by Weblizar, that's how you pronounce it. And so the first thing I had to do was to get a Facebook app ID. Now I'll not go and get another one, but I'll show you what that entails. If this will load. Yeah, so you've got all this here going on, so you gotta keep up to date. So this is like a step-by-step guide to show you how to get the Facebook ID. This was really helpful and really handy in terms of getting me this little widget here. So this is the page that will come up if you're looking for a Facebook app ID, and then it will ask you to select website. You go into this here, it'll create a new app. So for example, their company is WordPress like box widget. My one was just Christopher Flanagan. So yeah, then the ID appears up here, and you just copy and paste it into there, hit save, and then the page comes up. Now for the short code, it was a matter of, it actually took me a minute or two to find out, but it's actually just this tiny little bit of coding here, FBW, which I'm assuming is Facebook widget. So for example then, so all I did was copy and paste that little bit of short code, and sorry, widgets is what I'm looking for. So for the contact me, and there's little FBW just sitting there, and I have that as a main sidebar on all the pages, so that comes up on all the pages. The next little plugin then that I have is Instagram feed. The screenshots were a bit deceptive. It is not as good as it looks. However, I think it's an interesting feature, and I think it's a good addition to the website, and I think it's something that people should have if they have a website and they need to, get noticed, because people tend to make sort of social media sites and all that sort of stuff before they make actual websites, so it can be a lot easier to get followers, and therefore it can be a lot easier to get hits on your website. So all I did for Instagram feed was logged in, got clicked on a link that got me my user ID, copied this little bit of short code, and then if I go into view page and go down, and there it is sitting down at the bottom. Now that's it's like a big block of stuff there, and I thought it would be a little bit more subtle, but I think it's a cool idea, and I like keeping it there just so that it can be noticed. So I think that is a good idea. So we'll go into, that's pretty much all the testing that there is, because there isn't much to this website, as I said, because there needs to be more content, but because of I'm only into the first year, I haven't that much in. All the pages work, so once you click about, obviously you're going to get to the about page. Photography gallery, this is the last plugin. It's the first plugin that I ever put in, and it's a Flickr plugin, so it means that it uses sort of like a Flickr template, but you have to like set up a Flickr account and all that. And this is these are all of the shots. I believe they're all of the shots that made it into my photography portfolio. Excuse me. And so that is that for that. I had to jump through quite a few loops as well. So install plugins. It was Flickr Justified Gallery. Yeah. So this is like a little help guide to show you how to do it. Um, So yeah, again, like the other social media, I had to get a user ID, which is and an API key. So I just copied and pasted them in there. So then once I had to do all of this stuff here, then this is to copy a tiny little bit of shortcode, um, which is oh sorry, which is here. But then so here, and then all you have to do is change the ID from this one, who's the person who created the plugin, to yours. And then once you have that, you can then so you can select how many photos you want to go in. I just put mine at 100 so that all the photos that are on my Flickr would be in there. So if I go into photography gallery and view page, and there it is, as I've shown you there. That's all the testing. As I said, all the pages work. These are the 2 screencasts that I've done because obviously I'm yet to upload this one. And that is pretty much it for my website. I'm quite happy with the layout and how it looks. I feel like I maybe could have spent a little bit more time and made it a little bit more refined, but all the basics are there and everything works absolutely perfectly. So yeah, that is the end of my screencast.